Let me just show you these two trees for a minute, because what we've got is we've got a really good example in front of us of how the location in which the leaves are born on a tree affects how the tree looks and how the tree grows. So what we've got is two pomegranates, right, that were repotted at the same time into the same soil with the same pots. Everything about them is identical in terms of the care that they've had. The only difference is that this one was in the greenhouse when the leaves emerged in the spring, whereas this one was outside when the leaves emerged in the spring. I'm going to prune these in a minute, by the way. It's just that I wanted to show you this first before I actually prune it off, because otherwise the point won't be as clear. Right, so first things, look at the leaf size, right? On this one, and this is the one that leafed up outside in the spring, the leaves are very short, or shorter anyway. Look, you've got nice small leaves in there. Can you see them? These leaves are small. Whereas if we look at these ones here, look at the size of the leaf in comparison. That leaf is huge. Look at that one just there. Look, do you see what I mean? Whereas in the greenhouse, the leaves are a bit bigger. And the reason for that is because in the greenhouse, the temperature is a little bit higher, especially when the sun comes out. You know, it certainly booms the temperature up. Plus, the light is a little bit lower and a little bit more diffused. And finally, there's less wind and inclement weather in the greenhouse, so the tree is just a bit more comfy. And then, when I've put this tree outside, which I probably did in about May or something like that, right, the leaves have then burned. Can you see how these leaves are a little bit crispy, a little bit unhappy looking, right? That's the move outside that's done that. So when it's gone into the slightly increased wind, the slightly increased sun, those leaves that were born in here, they've now been damaged. And you can see where the new stuff is on the plant, look, because you can see here, these leaves are identical to these ones here. There's no difference at all. Now you'd think that this was unhealthy, or there was like a health problem with the tree. You might think it was a fungal disease, you might think it's something bad like that, but actually it's nothing at all. There's nothing at all wrong with it. It's just that those leaves cannot make the jump successfully to going outside. So what we should be doing is thinking about, right, well, should we have defoliated that? Should we have physically snipped those leaves off? And yeah, maybe we should have. It's certainly something we could have done. So there we go. I don't know if that's an interesting video or it's not really. I suppose the reason why I wanted to talk about it was because you might be in a similar situation where you're overly babying your trees, or you're overly protecting your trees, and you'll think you're doing the right thing, but it may give you slight problems further down the line. Also, don't forget, if you move trees from one location to another simply within your garden, it can make effects as well. And not a lot of people won't necessarily consider that at the beginning, but it is something that as bonsai growers we do need to think about.